Hello, everyone. I'm here with Ezra, and I want to say thank you so much for making me a part of this event. And we're doing the Foster Futures Gala, and we're going to ask him a little bit about that. What is the Foster Futures Gala?
So the Foster Futures Gala is a charity ball where we're raising vital funding and awareness for foster teens and some of the foster youth who are aging out of the system, which just means turning 18. That can be pretty scary for some people.
Awesome. And then who are you, Ezra?
I'm the CEO of New League Advantage. My apologies. New League Advantage is a sports agency and marketing firm. We're a for-profit company doing this not-for-profit charity event for YSS, or Youth Shelter and Services. They're located out here in Iowa, out of Ames, Iowa.
No worries. Awesome, man. So, what is the mission behind the gala, and why is it close to your heart?
So the mission here is we're trying to raise some awareness and funding for YSS's aftercare programs, which are aiming to help some of these foster kids who are aging out of the system kind of set up their adult lives. They're setting up bridges where there were once just cliffs, and a lot of these foster kids, when they turn 17, they start to dread this last year of their teenage life when most are enjoying it. Because it's just doom for them. They don't have any family to help them set up, their lives. They don't know how they're going to get an apartment or a car. They don't know how to do their own taxes or get a job. And that's kind of where YSS's aftercare program steps in. They provide you with an advocate to help you get your own place to live, get a job. They help you speak up when nobody else will help you. Most of these kids don't have a fallback plan, and that's also where they come in to help you out. The reason this is pretty close to me is because I used to be in foster care myself. I got adopted, but not every adoption works out. It's called a failed adoption, which is kind of my case, where I went back into foster care when I was a teenager, and it's a lot more rough as a teenager than it is when you're younger. They say that 8 years old is the cutoff. You don't really get adopted after that, and I gotta say that's pretty true. They say you form your own opinions, and they don't really like that very much. And by they, I mean adults who are looking for a child to adopt. So I'm just trying to make sure that nothing like this happens to anybody else, like it happened to me.
Why is it so important for the community to step up right now and support these young adults?
So, with you guys coming, with the community coming together, it not only, helps us raise the awareness that we're looking for, the money that we desperately need. It is, showing these kids that they matter, that they're important to more than just, a system. It's showing that they have more support than, a program that's failing, which is foster care itself. It's less of supporting and donations and more of an investment into them and their futures, which is, that's huge for any kid because they feel like they're not enough. They feel like they don't matter, but people coming together and, just being there says, more than words can say. It says, they matter, that somebody cares, that, there's a fallback onto other people, not just onto themselves or, having to go to jail or, being homeless or unemployed. It just says that, you have a friend, you have a family, you have people around you who actually care about you. And that is absolutely huge for these kids because they grow up feeling the opposite.
Hey, you're hitting it deep, man. I know. Before we got on, I was a little nervous, but man, you're a natural answer these questions. It sounds like you're really passionate about what you're talking about. So
absolutely,
I'm super excited to be a part of this, and obviously, you have me as one of the headlining performers there. But other than me performing there, what else are people going to see at this gala? What's going on?
So at this gala, we've got we've got a stand-up comedian. He's yet to be announced as to who that is. We're going to have him there. We're going to have him opening for the entire event itself. We're going to have one of my musical clients that I have. He's going to be making his debut there, so that's pretty exciting. We're going to have Mihaela performing as well. Wonderful artist. Big shout out to Mihaela. And thank you, of course, for headlining for us. I'm very excited for your set. There's going to be a dinner, drinks, dancing, not to mention there's gonna be a silent auction as well, so come on out, see what we've got there. place a bid. We're also going to be doing an art auction. That one's going to be live though, so that'll be pretty fun. Not only that, but the dancing portion is what I'm pretty excited about. So you don't get to see too many balls anymore. This is something that's kind of big. One of the things I wanted to bring up is that the theme of this gala is blue, because there is a foster care ribbon, just like there is for breast cancer or MS or any other awareness that you're trying to raise. The color of the ribbon is blue. So we're doing a blue theme, so show up in blue, wear as much blue as you can, shout it loud and proud that, you're there for them, for these kids and some of these teenagers and young adults as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. I actually didn't even know all that was happening. So this sounds like a pretty dope event. I'm excited to just do this, and it's going to be fun, and we're raising money for a good cause. So if you're not there, I'm not sure what you're doing. But if you're looking to go, when and where is this happening, and how are people going to get tickets? How much are tickets?
Tickets right now we have 3 different tiers for tickets. If you just want to come and show your support, we have a $60 ticket for you. If you're looking for a better seat, you want to be a little closer to the stage, you want to see the artists a little bit more, you want to take home a gift bag, that kind of thing, have a little bit more access to the food and drink menus, then the ticket prices are at $100, and then we have $150 pricing for our best show ticket, which gets you front row seats. It also gets you a backstage pass to go ahead and meet and greet with the artists, get some autographs signed, and then also you get first pick at you get first bids on some of the silent auction material as well. Not to mention an open bar, so make sure you're coming if you like to drink.
And then so I know this is more than just the gala, it's more than just this one night. Can you tell us about any partnerships you have with maybe some youth shelter services, and what are all these funds going towards specifically?
Absolutely. So the funding is going towards, a program that YSS offers called Aftercare. I explained that a little bit more earlier. A little bit more detail on that is when you turn 18 as a foster kid, YSS reaches out to you when you're 17. They start prepping you for that stage of your life. What they do is they come in, they help you. You meet with them once or twice a week. You tell them what you need, they get it done. They advocate for you, they speak for you, where people won't listen because you're just a young person, you're just a kid. They don't believe that. They see you as an adult. They help you with your taxes, which is huge, because even kids with parents don't know how to do their taxes today. Not only that, but they help you out, financially, stuff like that. Some of these kids who have trouble holding a job because they've never known anything that was permanent, they help you out with stipends and stuff like that to help you get what you need, pay your rent, get groceries, that kind of thing. They help you out with other services like Title IX, which helps you get into apartments, as well as food stamps if you need it, that kind of thing. They help you advocate for what you want as an adult, and not just as when you're a kid. So they step in where the foster care system steps out, and that is huge of them. They don't have to do that, but they do. I want to give a big shout out to Dr. George Belitzos. He's the one who started this back in the 70s. Amazing man. He gave me my first job when I turned 18. I worked on his llama farm for a little bit. That was pretty awesome opportunity that I got there. Just full of, great and dedicated people who are looking to make a difference in the world, and, just help out some of these kids who are, who've been adults since they were younger, and, they deserve their chance as well.
Awesome, man. I remember you mentioning Project Independence, and that sounds really powerful. Can you break down how this is helping teens that are 16 plus to prepare for life on their own? Absolutely.
So we are in talks right now with YSS. I'm talking with the CEO about getting this organized and set up. If it doesn't happen with this event, it will happen by the end of this year, we'll get this going. But what Project Independence is a little bit of background, a few more facts for you. So at the age of 16, you are eligible to get emancipated, which means be a legal adult before you're 18. You usually have to have reasoning and some other requirements that they have, like, you have to have a full-time job. You still have to be in school. You have to apply to college. You have to have a place to live. You can't depend on roommates or anything like that. You have to be able to have a vehicle, pay for your own food, pay your own rent, that kind of thing. And that can get really expensive. So what we're doing with Project Independence, or what we're hoping to do, is with YSS's resources, with mental health services and stuff like that, and then our money that we can go ahead and raise for these kids, we want to go ahead and provide them with financial backing to get emancipated, because the answer isn't always sending them back to the parents that they came from, because they're the ones who started the problem. The answer is not sending them to another foster home, because let's be honest here, they're not exactly wanted. Most foster parents, they take in teenagers because they're offered money to do it. It's kind of just a paycheck to them. I can't tell you how many times I've been to a foster parent and said, hey, I have a school field trip coming up. I need money to go ahead and do this. And then they say, well, we're going to have to talk to the county or to the state about this, because I'm not spending any of my own money on you. That is just a sad fact of what happens. So, instead of sending them to another shelter, another foster home, back to their parents, a lot of these kids, they've been adults since they were 4 years old. They've been taking care of themselves, their siblings. They've seen things that, most adults who are in their 30s haven't even seen. I believe that at the age of 16, 17, some of these kids are ready to be adults, and that's what we're kind of here to do, provide financial backing to do that, with YSS providing some of their services to go ahead and, help them, with their aftercare program, with therapy, as well as with, some of their services where they help them get into apartments, that kind of thing. Just trying to teach them financial wellness, that kind of thing, as well as provide them with the necessary resources and materials that they need to go ahead and do this, because without it, it's super expensive to get emancipated. And without somebody coming along and saying, hey, here's some money, the chances of it happening are pretty low.
Yeah, that sounds like some seriously powerful stuff. Man, if you can't get behind that, what are you getting behind? Because this is a great place to be. But for those people who unfortunately won't be able to make it out, what is the best way they can still support the cause?
Absolutely. Earlier when you asked me how we were selling tickets, you can go ahead and find us on betterworld.org. We're selling tickets there. If you just search up the Foster Futures Gala, you can find us. Another way you can go ahead and support us if you can't make it that night, it's no big deal. Go ahead and go to betterworld.org, find the Foster Futures Gala, and there should be a donate page, and you can go ahead and make your donation there as well. Every donation made, every ticket sold goes straight to YSS for their aftercare program. It's not used for us at all. Like I said, this is a not-for-profit. We don't take a single cent out of this. We don't profit off this at all. Neither does YSS. This goes directly to their programs to help support these kids. So if you can't make it, just go to, once again, betterworld.org. You can find us by searching our event's name, which is the Foster Futures Gala, and then you can go ahead and make your donation there.
Awesome. And then last question, other than this gala, what's the big picture? Like, where do you see all this going? What do you want out of all this?
Well, as this is our first year doing this, hopefully if this goes well, we'll go ahead and keep doing this every year. Probably not the same day every year. We're going to try and work this into a summer. Summer's just really busy for charity galas and balls and stuff like that. But aside from the gala, what we're hoping to accomplish with this is just, a year-round kind of thing. If this goes well, we're planning on making this into a nonprofit branch of our company. It's not just one time a year that we should be helping out these kids. It should be every year, all year round, every single day. These kids are struggling. They don't need your support just one day out of the year, one night out of the year. They need your help all the time. For those of you who are considering being foster parents, I strongly encourage you to do it, but make sure that your priorities are in the right place. If you're just looking for money, get overtime, get a promotion, get a different job. Don't use a child to get your money. Bring them in because your heart tells you to. That's probably the best message I can spread to you guys. These kids are not commodities. They're not just things that you can toss to the side. They're living human beings who feel more pain than probably most of the listeners here have ever felt. The unwanted feeling, the aching feeling that they don't know what's coming tomorrow. I guess one other fun fact that I wanted to share that kind of isn't, part of this is that the suicide rate for foster kids is 7 times higher than their peers, which is so sad. If you know somebody who's in foster care, who has been in foster care, just tell them congratulations. Thank them for, staying around and being able to be part of your life, because chances are they've changed it in some sort of way with their story.
Well, thank you for coming on here and talking a little bit about what we're doing, and I hope this inspired some people to come out. I hope to see everybody that follows me to come out to the Foster Futures Gala on September 19th. I'm super excited to be a part of this, and I hope it's not the last thing I'm a part of. So I like what you're doing. It's really powerful. You got anything else you want to say before we cut it off?
Doors open at 5 p.m. Thank you, Andrew Allen, CEO of YSS. Thank you, George Belitzos, founder of YSS. Thank you to our sponsors that are, sponsoring as well. And thank you to the amazing team that I have that's working on this with me. It's not just me. It's my CFO, my COO, a few of my employees as well. Big shout out to them, JC Moon, Jericho Zenil, Grant Walderback, and of course Coldsaint. Of course, he's helping us out a lot, and if you guys don't show him the love, or else, I'm just kidding, you guys are good.
He's not joking. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you at the Foster Futures Gala.